patience. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate or koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12. Like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauce and tossed chicken sandwich. Valid for a limited time and available at participating only while supplies last. Price, taxes, and
At 84th and Half. This week's specials through September 12th are $2 off grass-finished flat iron steaks. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 160th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van. God bless you.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 KXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with some areas of smoke and even the high of around 81. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies with more smoke, a little around 54. Tomorrow more sunshine in the forecast, a little warmer, more smoke and haze too, high around 85. Meteorologist Kyle for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
Happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll go to a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainer.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Days are still a little screwed up for me as we had Monday off due to the long weekend. It is a Wednesday and we're just a few days out from Colorado and the Huskers traveling out to Boulder. As always, welcome into the happy hour on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Standards and Rico joining you as usual. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's the day?
Fantastic so far.
We got special guests that we're going to have on the second segment. We have a
Yes.
loaded show today.
Apparently.
And so 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Honda of Lincoln hotline, as I just mentioned, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream.
You good?
Yeah, I just had to just take a second. I always have a spiel that I always do.
You do.
I don't know why
And you're off.
I don't know why it messed me up today. Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 are places you can go to either incorporate yourself in the show or just watch what's going on inside the studio. Rico, we only have about a week and a half left in this building.
That's crazy.
It's probably
Like, things are getting
crazier.
real. Like, Eric came in
Yep.
and was messing with some of the electric stuff, some of the boxes and everything with lights and shiny things that I don't know what they do.
Mhm.
He was messing with all that stuff. We've got all the boxes getting ready to be moved out. It's close to the first home game, which is exactly when we said we were going to be moved in by. Like, everything's going so quickly, and at the same time, like, I didn't think that I was going to miss this place, but at the same time,
no.
I'm getting a little emotional.
emotional.
Yeah, I'm looking around at the random red walls everywhere, and I'm like, man,
There's
I'm
going to be
miss- I
red
got-
walls.
I got memories of like holes in the walls in the hallway because of people swinging golf clubs. Like, it's gonna be a little emotional.
It is going to be emotional, but on to greener and brighter pastures,
Big
broader
signs.
pastures. Either way, yeah, down at 11th and O Street. So we're going to be, I mean, in the center of downtown Lincoln. No better place to be.
I want some Good
Um,
Morning America vibes with signs outside.
That's what we said. I think there's no doubt.
Appropriate signs.
There's no doubt that not college game day.
Well,
Nebraska game days are going to be like college game day in the
You think
sense
so?
that there's signs, there's people, the atmosphere is going to be wild.
I hope so.
But no, so we do just have about a week and a half remaining in this building. So we'll see. I mean, as it gets closer, right? We still got a lot of stuff going on outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
A
The
lot of
Huskers
people
are traveling to Colorado. Nick
Yep.
is also traveling to Colorado.
Yep. I can tell this. I got word today, so I fly out tomorrow morning.
Mhm.
I got word today that my flight got pushed back at least, it's on the text, it says at least 30 minutes due to expected heavy foot traffic. My flight leaves at 6:30 in the
What is there
morning.
going to be foot traffic on the what is it called? Where the planes
runway?
take off? Yeah, that thing.
No,
Are there going to be people walking around? What's with your foot
guessing-
traffic?
I'm guessing that they're expecting quite a lot of people on this flight.
You should be expecting a
Um,
lot of people on the flight regardless.
So anyway,
It's a flight to Colorado from Nebraska. Just
ahead of the
happens.
Nebraska Colorado.
Yeah,
game.
what are you doing?
But nonetheless,
Foot traffic.
we will be joined here in just a few short minutes by two members of the Nebraska soccer team. Sammy and Sarah are in the studio.
Should we say football?
Football.
The Nebraska football team?
Maybe we should.
Not football team. Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There's a tilde. Not
Yeah,
a tilde,
so-
an accent.
so they are here hanging out in the studio. We're going to bring them in a very short couple of minutes here once we do go to break. And then to round out the show, Sarah and Sammy are dipping. They're leaving us.
Yeah.
And then so to round out the
Because
show,
I guess we're not that important.
we're going to be joined by Mark Johnson, who is the voice of Colorado football.
We
So
got
Mark,
another text about the whole, is this a Colorado radio station?
again.
Like we're not, it's like it's not Colorado week.
I told people, I was telling some people that I was talking to yesterday. I think I made some folks mad on the show yesterday,
That's the goal.
and that unfortunately, the comment about Colorado's unfortunately been able to win and have an identity through one game, and Nebraska's still searching for that. And as we discussed yesterday, Saturday is a great opportunity for a springboard. Saturday is a phenomenal opportunity for a springboard. And so let's just hope and pray, right? Because I always love the idea that people think folks love to cover Nebraska when they lose. Frankly, that's ridiculous.
It's a complete.
I want to cover a winning football program.
That's why I cover the women's programs.
That's a good point. Hey, and shout out to soccer. Shout out to Nebraska soccer. 5011. Yep. So we're going to talk plenty about that here in the next couple of minutes. We do get a text line 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Big Bird asks, "Do you guys still do the first text of the show?"
We don't, but we could.
We can bring it back.
Congratulations, Big Bird. You are the first Texan of the Happy Hour today. You are today's winner of
Nothing. There you go. He even asks, do I nothing? And,
Yes, you do.
that was a bit that started way back when we started.
2 years ago.
August 16th, 2021.
Back in the day.
When we
began.
began.
We were young pups.
Here
What
we
were you,
are.
like 12?
I would have been 20.
Wow. 12.
Because as I'm 22. Nonetheless, 402-464-5685. What a snag.
I hope
Rico.
Nebraska's still looking for wide receivers.
Hey,
I got a year
hey,
left.
okay, that's actually a
I
good.
got a year
You
left.
do have eligibility.
I do.
That's
I have 1 year of eligibility.
That's a good
What sport
conversation
should
to
I play?
start. Hey, yeah, just we got sweatbands. We got 93.7 the ticket sweatbands.
Look at that.
See, I'm sure that we're gonna have plenty of swag and giveaway opportunities once we move into the new station. We always do anyway, no matter where we go.
Over the glasses. I don't want to put it over my.
Anyway,
You gotta, like,
we always there's gonna be a lot of fun things coming down the road here, and so you're gonna definitely want to. It looks good, Rico.
I feel like what's the basketball player, the point guard.
It looks good.
That's for Big
Oh,
Bird.
it's for Big Bird.
Oh.
He wins. He wins the sweatband. No. You
Well,
just
now-
ruined it.
well, now-
Hey.
no, now it's.
I'm so sorry for this, DP. Thank you.
I'll give that
All right.
one to Big.
I got one for you, Big Bird. Guess what?
You
Because
said a winner of nothing. There's a long list.
nonetheless, here we are. Big Bird, since you texted in today,
But that's not nothing. That's why I was
if
confused.
the bit's dead,
It's dead.
now you can win something.
Dang it.
Only on days we decide.
Only when we
something.
decide to give something away.
But nonetheless,
I was so confused. I thought he wanted me to put it on. Sometimes he does that.
Well, listen, I don't know, but IQ Crew says this. I would love for Husker Nation and Boulder to wear all black going into the game up till kickoff, then peel off to show the Big Red takeover at kickoff. There's going to be a lot of Husker fans there.
You are asking for way too much.
However, that takes a lot of coordination. And as we've learned, maybe Husker Nation doesn't always have the best coordination.
Husker Nation just wants to wear red
They just
everywhere.
want to wear red everywhere.
Hey, we should do a blackout.
No, they did that a couple years ago. It would have been, oh boy, let's see.
Did they?
October 7th. It was against Wisconsin. It was October 7th, 2018, I believe it would have been. They did the blackout. I know it was October 7th against Wisconsin. This was the weekend that all the 5 stars were visiting. Micah Parsons, all your commits at that time were visiting. It wouldn't have been 2018. It would have been 2016. October 7th, 2016, Nebraska played Wisconsin. They tried the blackout thing. It ended up not working. And Nebraska lost the game, unfortunately. But, that would have been Mike Riley's second to last year, but a year and a half before Scott Frost.
I don't believe it.
October 7th, they did a blackout because I think that's the night that they wore their alternates. Yeah, see, IQ Crew, thank you. Because we wore black uniform to the blackout. They wore their black alternates. It was a night game.
And it was still red.
Somewhere. So there were a lot of places that were still.
So people are creatures of habit, and they have one shirt that
absolutely.
they wear. I wear this one shirt to Husker games, and they're just like, okay, this is the shirt I'm going to wear. Don't tell me to wear a different color. I'm wearing red. That's going to be this old shirt with holes in the armpits.
Notorious BIB says Husker fans must beware in Boulder. We should just sacrifice Little Red before the Colorado fans kill him anyway. I swear, if Colorado fans pop Little Red, I am going to march over to Folsom Field.
Not doing a damn thing.
From that Blur Events tailgate at the Embassy Suites, which if you're out to Boulder, you might as well stop by. You can get tickets online. If they destroy and pop Little Red,
I'll praise them.
I'm going to be messed up. I won't be back on Monday. I'll be sitting probably in a Colorado jail.
After Nebraska beats Colorado, will be a Colorado fan for like an hour, just because.
If they unfortunately,
if they get rid of Little Red,
yeah. So, nonetheless, we do have plenty of stuff to get to today. We went heavy on Colorado yesterday, and that definitely made some folks mad. But we're trying to keep it honest and real and transparent on this happy hour show. Maybe yesterday was not the happiest hour of your day, but that's okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was informative.
Well, we had a lot of reaction. We did.
People were upset for whatever reason.
On a Tuesday,
Why
after a
you out here
long
mad on a
weekend, after a long, then the MySpace man. MySpace man, let me know if you're going out to Colorado. I can't reach your text, unfortunately, but let me know if you're heading out
Mean
to
words.
Colorado. I would love to meet MySpace man, also known as Latex Mallard from MySpace.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
weirdest name. Speaking of, this is completely off topic, but we got a text, and I thought I'd shout it out before we get any further.
There we go.
Nebraska Creighton volleyball tonight.
We were going to get to it, Rico.
Big Ten Network.
Yes.
Emily Eamon back in town
There you
calling the
go.
game. Top 20. Yeah, there's 16. Top 20 matchup.
Will
In-state.
Will you be in attendance?
I will be there.
All right.
And I think
7 p.m.
Amon wants to be there. I'm not sure if he will or not.
There you go.
So we'll see what happens.
Nebraska Creighton, 7 p.m. tonight.
Big Ten Network if you can't make it.
Bob Devaney.
I will be
Sports Center.
judging the student section for their swag surf. They have been terrible so far this season. So somebody please help them.
There you go. Let's take an early break. 402-464-5685. The Honda Lincoln Hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Both of those open for you guys the entire show today. Once again, just to recap what we got coming up here in just a few minutes when we return from the commercial break. We're going to be joined by Sarah and Sammy, Nebraska women's soccer. They're off to a blazing start to the season. And then at 1:40, 1:45 p.m. or so, we're going to be joined by the voice of the Colorado Buffaloes football program, Mark Johnson. And if you look up pictures of Mark, the man is always in a cowboy hat. Always in a cowboy hat.
He sounds like
He does. And you're about to find out here in about 20 or 25 minutes or so. But first, we got to get to Sammy and Sarah. They join us coming up next as we give you guys just a breakdown of what's going on with Nebraska soccer. They got a great facility, Hibner Field or Hibner Stadium as well. And nobody really talks about it. And so we're going to discuss it with two of the players coming up next. You're listening to the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainer and at Radio Rico AC. More Happy Hour is next. 9.7 The Ticket and .com.
Hot heating, air, and electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, sock, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action offers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction, quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
September is National Literacy Month, a time to encourage the young people in your life to go to the library, pick up a good book, and explore new worlds. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. By getting books in the hands of kids, we can engage these young readers in their learning and help them see how school, community, and the world beyond are connected.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother. Get any better than this? 488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off. Mention this. Called 402-8934, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or 1501 Center Park Road.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. There's a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Shoot all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Hoka fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner in Q and Lincoln, or check out the line at Brown Shoe Fit Co.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that can surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhill looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, lots of sunshine with some areas of smoke and haze, and a high of around 81. Tonight we'll see probably cloudy skies with more smoke, a little around 54. And tomorrow more sunshine forecast, a little warmer, more smoke and haze too. High of 5. Meteorologist Pat to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, with early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. Personal mental club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm gonna take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited.
On 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you guys as usual, 402-464-5685 on the Lincoln Hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Now it's time to for me and Rico to take a back seat to these two guests.
Yeah.
As we are now joined by Sammy and Sarah of Nebraska Women's Soccer. Hello, guys. How are we doing?
What's going on? Thanks for having us on. Hello.
Okay, so you guys 5-0-1, right? A really good start for you guys that I think has kind of gone we talk about taking a back seat, right, has kind of gone unnoticed to start because of everything else going on with the new coach in football, all that stuff. Talk about the start. I mean, you guys probably saw something like this coming, but for people that maybe are, and it's fault, not paying attention.
They need to know we may be like a young team, but we are very, very hungry. We play aggressively, and we're just trying to win. We have no problem being the underdogs. That's kind of where we thrive, honestly.
Yeah, I would say every game we've gone into, not in like any kind of way. I've been so confident in the team and knowing that we're going to go out and win the game. So I think this year's been so fun and it's gone by so fast. We were just talking about it, but it's going to be a good weekend this weekend. We play UC Davis and we'll be at it with SLU on Sunday.
And it's not like you guys have been in, really close matches, game after game. You've had 2 games where it's been within 1 goal. That was the tie against Creighton and the 1-goal victory over Baylor. But what is it like when you're in a game, Eastern Washington, where you win 6-0?
I don't even know how to explain it because, like, my freshman and sophomore year, there was not a single game that we won by more than 2 goals. I don't think.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're
It's
really just going out there like having fun. Like that's literally it. Like we're playing confident and score the majority of that.
I keep saying I should be mic'd up in the back. I'm sitting back in the goal like, oh,
I was just gonna say, Sammy's the goalkeeper for Nebraska soccer. I mean, from your point of view, obviously you're having a good start and a big reason why Nebraska, is having such a great start to kick off the season. From your point of view back there in the net, I mean, how are you seeing this team grow up right before your very own eyes?
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see. Every single game we've gotten better, especially out of the back. Top of the 18, you can see in the beginning of the year we were a little bit hesitant at it, like different areas. And each game it's gotten so much stronger, and you can just see how well each other know how well we know our tendencies on the field, and it's kind of evolved throughout the season. I mean, it just looks so strong right now.
Yeah, shoutouts are coming from you, Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever ask your coach to just toss you like a box of Mike and Ike's while you're sitting back there?
I mean, I'm sitting there, screaming. We have so many sayings.
You keep your water back there though. You stay hydrated.
Oh, I got a yellow card the other day just
Whoa,
because I was.
wait. You got a yellow? Wait, what?
Well, I was just trying to waste time. We were playing Gonzaga, and I was going around the back, and I was so parched. It was hot. We've had a few really hot times.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that one game we had 2 girls pass out.
There were girls after the game, right? Second half were like, where are some of our teammates? Like, where are they at? They're currently like in the cold tub with IVs in their arms.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was actually scary, but after it was a good little joke. But
it was a little fun.
I remember it was one of those days where it was like 113 here. I was driving by and I see you guys out there practicing. I was like, this is just ridiculous. This has got to be torture right now.
I'm like, when is this considered child abuse? Like, I don't know.
Okay, so you guys have UC Davis on Thursday. Is that correct?
Tomorrow.
And then tomorrow. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Tomorrow is Thursday. And then St. Louis over the weekend, right? Talk about your facilities, right? Because I think a lot of people pass Hibner and they're like, oh, it looks nice, right? It just got completed a couple years ago. It's a really, really cool venue.
Oh, super cool. Super nice. Our on guys take excellent care of the field. Like sometimes they're out there when we're practicing and they're just watching us like tear up the grass. Like our coach like
tears.
Yeah. I'm like, we really got to get these guys some tissues. Like, please, no, it's super, super cool. Awesome space to come out. There's a lot of like a little fence behind the goal you can stand at to be a little more engaged. Yeah, it's really cool.
You can maybe get a soccer ball from us for the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
guys, come out.
Well.
All right. Here we are. We do need, so we always talk about doing like these challenges, right? Because Rico and I are very competitive.
We like to think that we're still at
Yeah, we're not, right? And we talked about it, who's the fastest before the show. We talked about that, and we all collectively agreed that I am the slowest.
Yeah. You've got
Rico's the third slowest.
Yeah.
I had short bursts.
Yeah, everybody on the text would be surprised. I didn't come out and say I was the fastest. I said,
true.
look, it's one of the athletes currently. It's not me.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Well, is it you?
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have to see
Yeah.
How about that humble answer?
Sprints yesterday dusted me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Let's talk about conditioning because as
Dark
a so
Always fun.
Rico ran track at UNK. I did not play in college, and I was a catcher in baseball, right? And I hated running, hated it with all my my heart and soul. I always watch soccer, and I'm like, dang, they just gotta keep going and keep on going. Your conditioning like both out of season and then in season.
Or the one day we talked back.
Which one?
I was seeing stars. I mean, I thought I was
In spring?
done. Yeah, no, summer. Like our
Oh.
first day back as a team.
Oh, yeah. Our summer conditioning is like we lift 3 days. So that's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And our team's really like grown to love lifting. Like it's a super, super good environment. Yeah, yeah.
Farming.
Farming Fridays.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What?
Little
Yeah.
bicep pump.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We
We
don't
played some
we don't
country
mess
music.
around. Yeah.
There it is. Are you guys tossing hay bales?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Flipping tires. Yeah. No, but our running, we would do like more of a long distance on Tuesday. So like much more tempo run would be very like game realistic. And then Thursday, maybe they flip, whatever.
Yeah.
But one of the days would just be like sprints.
And
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
It's bad.
he wouldn't even tell us when we're done.
Yeah. It was
You
like
know,
300-yard box sprints.
You know when you
So
hear
you're
like
rounding corners.
one more. Okay, one
Yeah.
more. Go.
No,
Come back.
Another one.
Again. I'm like,
Again.
no, all right, finally, one more. That's good. And then about 5
Yeah.
more later, it's finally
And
done.
that's the coaching strategy
Right.
because if you say one more, all right, you're gonna give it your all.
Right.
And it's like,
Exactly.
okay, just kidding. There's another one.
Exactly.
And in his mind, he's like, there's 5.
There's
But I'm just gonna keep saying one more. Because if I say you have 5, you're gonna take it off until the last
Exactly,
one.
exactly.
It's a great strategy.
But we don't like condition in season. Like it's a lot
Okay.
more like it's based on your load. So let's say like you weren't getting a ton of minutes in one game or like you weren't getting a ton of minutes, then we'll have to do either some sprints or just like we're able to have a harder practice
Mhm.
to like level out those loads. But it's not just like get on the line.
Once again, we're joined by Sarah and Sammy of Nebraska Soccer. One is a midfielder, right, Sarah? You're a Forward, sorry. And then
Come
you're
on,
the
man.
goalkeeper. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. And then so once again, they're starting off 5-1 this season for Nebraska Soccer. They have a game tomorrow against UC Davis and then one against St. Louis over the weekend. The Billikens come to Lincoln.
Hey.
The Billikens.
They're good at basketball.
They are good at basketball.
I don't know if they're good at soccer.
Okay, so by the way, if you guys have any questions for him, feel free to shoot them on the Starter Heyman text line. A couple more minutes here before we let you guys go. You mentioned you guys have to get out of here a little bit earlier. You guys fell in the semis last right in the Big Ten tournament. How I know I'm not
way to
trying-
remind them.
I'm not trying to dig up the wound, right? How do we build, right? Because that's a really good finish, but how do we build and get over that hump for this season?
Yeah, I think last year was a building season itself. You know, we were a completely new team. We had about 11 seniors the year before graduate, so that was a huge building year that we could come off of. So this year's been really confident across the board. I think everyone has been just loving it.
Mhm. I really just don't think like we're not getting ahead of ourselves this year. Like we're really taking it one game at a time. Like we have a hit list. Like we're only focusing on the next game. So for us, that's tomorrow against UC Davis. Like we're not going to think any further ahead than that. But yeah, playing confident, and our coaches said a lot. Like last year, like you know when the ratings come out and like the ranks where we're at, we were never up there when like sometimes we should have been. Even though you're ranked now, like it's the same people that were ranking you last year when they didn't think you were any good. So it's like we can't really give that any real notice. Like yeah, it's cool, but like that's not going to win us games.
That's good. You know, we're on here, we're asking all these questions, but I don't know if the texters or the listeners know who you guys are. So if you could give us your first, last names, how you got to Nebraska, why you chose Nebraska, I think that might help a little bit.
Well, hello. My name's Sarah Weber. I'm from Gretna, Nebraska. That's really just down the road. Recruiting process was difficult, but when it came down to it, I knew I wanted to come to Nebraska. One for the coaching style. It really stresses personal development.
And that's what I wanted. And the facilities in Nebraska, as everyone probably knows, are really, really top notch. The food we're getting, like, it's fuel. Think about that sometimes where you're recruited and it's like, no, like without that, like we wouldn't be able to be at like the highest level. So really just because of the resources and everything. But great choice.
Yeah.
Love my decision.
My name is Sammy Hawk. I'm from Argyle, Texas. I actually spent my first year at Arizona and I ended up transferring to Nebraska. I mean, wow. I actually didn't know Nebraska was a school, if I'm being so honest. I got an email from one of the coaches and I looked at it and I remember texting my goalkeeper coach back home. I said, I think I'm just going to get on the call just to use it as leverage towards other coaches. And he was like, Sammy, are you serious right now? Do you know like what's the school is? And I was like, no, I haven't even heard of Nebraska.
Well,
Like,
my Siri popped up. There you go. Because I heard you say, "Are you serious?" And my Siri popped up on my laptop. So go ahead.
yeah. So then I ended up getting on the call and enjoying the coach's company. We like FaceTimed. I mean, I couldn't even talk to them in person, so I didn't really visit. I kind of blindly committed. I saw like a little bit of the campus with my mom, and then that was it. It was crazy.
That's some
Yeah.
heavy leverage.
Yeah.
I've committed. So yeah, now what are you gonna
So
do?
use that. Exactly. All right, last one for you guys. For once again, fans that might just now be tuning in, why should they come out to a game? Why come out either tomorrow against UC Davis, this week against St. Louis, or even in the future when you guys start conference play? Why should they come out and watch you
I
guys?
think we have a fun time. I think we're so fun. The energy we bring every single game, I be screaming. Sarah's on it every time.
Okay, well, when you think about soccer,
Yeah.
right? No, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go. Like it's boring. They just kick around the ball. Like they're not like maybe a full game, which, as we've seen, hasn't been the case for our team this year.
Exactly.
But the way we play is extremely, extremely energy based. Like high press, like there will be tackles, and it's extremely aggressive. I think that's the biggest thing we hear is like, wow, you guys are like really aggressive, and
We're
it's
ready
like,
to get into
yeah,
it.
like that's called. It's not like you cool pass around. Like we go into tackles
Yeah.
hard, so it's a entertaining and fun to watch. But yeah, we'll be scoring lots of goals.
Once again, Sammy and Sarah of Nebraska Soccer are with us. This was a blast. We're definitely going to have you guys back on because I know you guys got to get out of here. But we definitely got to have you guys on because you guys are tearing it up 5-0-1 here in the early season, but 5-0-1, a great start. The only time that you didn't come away with a true victory was the draw against Creighton. And so I'm not trying to.
Debbie
I'm trying to give the listeners some knowledge and context.
Negative
but,
Nancy.
But no, seriously, you guys are doing great. 5-0-1. We're cheering you on. We'd love to have you guys back here in the near future.
Thanks, guys.
I'll be taking my daughter out there at some point.
Exactly.
It'll work.
Sammy and Sarah are joining us. They got to get out of here. We appreciate you guys' time.
Thank you.
Hold on. Let's do this the right way. Not only are you gonna have them back on the show, these two young ladies will have their own show.
Let's go.
Well, there you go.
Now, to be fair, I don't have the power to just say that. I don't have the power to say that, DP. But no, make sure you're on the lookout for that one. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have the Colorado Buffaloes play-by-play broadcaster Mark Johnson joining us here as we close out Wednesday's show. You're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. Touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
He's driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing. At 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM certified used inventory is filling up fast. So make that money-saving drive to Coppel. It's just south of the interstate. Or shop online at coppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrill, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrix. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com. Load up on meat and more this summer Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84.5. This week's specials through September 12th are $2 off. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box. I will probably not touch the fuse box. Sip, do you remember what happened last time? Yeah, I remember. What happened? Half of the city block lost power. My chicken condo went haywire. That's right. The chicken went wild. So what do we do instead? Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-2175, or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing IgniteLincoln.com, creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rink in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
When I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Shula.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour. 7 The Ticket. Nick and Rico joining you guys still to close out a Wednesday. Once again, thanks to Sammy and Sarah of Nebraska Soccer for joining us last segment. They're off to a good 5-0-1 start here early on in the 2023 season. But now it's time to turn our attention to Nebraska and Colorado as we bring in the voice of Colorado football. Mark Johnson joins us on the Allo VIP line, the VIP line brought to you by Fiber, where we understand the exceptional service with local heart. And with that, we bring in Mark Johnson, the voice of Colorado football. Mark, I really appreciate you taking this time to sit down and talk to us for about 10 or 15 minutes here. It's been a pretty exciting couple of days here in Boulder.
Boy, there's no doubt about that. You know, and it's interesting by association with my job. Since nobody can get Bryant on the phone to talk to, I become the pseudo guy those interviews. My phone's been ringing nonstop since that game on Saturday. But yeah, it's an interesting time at Buff Nation. There is no doubt about that.
Mark, let's just kind of back up here to last December. Deion Sanders gets hired in early December. Throughout the offseason, the transfer portal situation gets talked about not only on a local or regional stage, but on a national level. And then just the atmosphere in Boulder. Just kind of talk and walk us through the past 7.5 to 8 months and what it's been like after this program went 1-11 last season.
Well, and it was 1-11. It was a bad 1-11, if there is such a thing. This could have been 0-12, and we're getting beat. You know, there was a 5-game stretch where we got beat by almost an average of 40 points a game. We were the worst team in college football, hands down, not even close. The most irrelevant team in college football. You want to talk about bottoming out, and I know that, you know, Nebraska fans can relate a little bit. You know, both these programs have had their struggles here in years, but what you all were dealing with was nothing compared to what was going on in Boulder, Colorado. It was awful, and so to go from that to December 4th, hiring, you know, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders to come in and be the head coach, and having this program all of a sudden become the most talked about program in America, and then over the next number of months, because of what he did recruiting, become as relevant as anybody in America, and then have the start that they had, you know, last week. I mean, it has been like a tsunami has hit Boulder. I mean, it has affected every aspect of the athletic department, from donations to sponsorship to season ticket sales to listenership to social media. It has hit everything. And I say all the time, we hired a celebrity who coaches. We didn't hire a celebrity coach. We hired a celebrity who coaches. And, you know, Deion Sanders is kind of one-on-one. He's kind of a unique individual, and it has altered every aspect of the athletic department.
Now, Mark, with your profession being the play-by-play, the voice of Colorado football, we talked about the complete roster overhaul that Coach Prime and Colorado went through. But for you, you know, learning all of the names, the numbers, the faces, and trying to get all that with what you're doing for Colorado, how difficult was that? And what was your thought on him just overturning the entire roster?
Well, for a number of years, you know, I did national games for some of the networks, and you know, you walk into a national game and you got to get ready on both sides, right? You know, if you're the voice of a team, like well, I am, or Greg on your end. I mean, you know, we know the program, and so you know that part of the preparation is always easy. Well, here a few weeks ago, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I got in the elevator one day, and about 6 or 7 guys jumped in the elevator. I looked around, I don't know anybody in the elevator, not one player. There was only 9 guys that came back, scholarship guys. There were some walk-ons. But it was a total overhaul. And so getting ready for this season has been like doing a national game with 2 programs you've never seen before. And so, you know, that's been a bit of a challenge. Now, what he did, he took advantage of the rules the NCAA allows in this crazy world of college football in which we live with NIL and with transfer portal, and took advantage of them for a first-year coach and has used them to his advantage. And it's been a startling transformation of the roster, and just getting out there in the practice field, you know, once fall camp got underway, and standing back and thinking where the athletic level was, you know, 9 months ago and where it is now is a totally different world. And so it's been quite astounding to watch and see how he has done this, and it's been a total transformation.
We're speaking to the voice of the Buffs. Mark Johnson joins us on the Allo VIP line. And Mark, let's talk about the game that occurred last Saturday, got over 7 million viewers on national television. I mean, Colorado comes away with a 45-42 win against the TCU Horned Frogs on the road in Fort Worth. I mean, just what were your takeaways from week one in a time where I think a lot of outsiders like ourselves that obviously don't spend multiple days a week or a month around the program like maybe you do, we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect from a Deion Sanders Colorado team in game one. But here they are. They have an explosive offensive performance, 45-42 win over the national champion runner-up TCU last Saturday.
Well, do you know what happens? Because of Coach Prime's personality and the way he goes about what he does, I think, kind of perverts the perception a little bit. And so people got caught up in his, you know, persona, as dynamic as it is, and didn't really pay attention to the football aspect of this. But with that being said, I got to be honest with you. I stood out there every day in practice for a month, and I kept thinking, wait, I think I see what I think I see. I mean, they're incredibly athletic. Every day I see Shedeur Sanders. I'm more and more impressed with him as a quarterback. But again, it's practice. You're going against the same guys every single day. It's so hard to tell. It's not like the NFL where we get preseason games and you get a read on things. So I had greater expectation than I think the average person did out there, what I saw every day. And then when I saw it in real time, when the bullets are flying out there, and did see how they match up against a very good team in TCU that played for a national championship. Yes, they lost talent, but it is still the bulk of the players on that field played in that championship game a year ago. and saw how the speed of Colorado neutralized TCU, how good Shador Sanders is, and he's better. Like I said, every time I see him, I think, man, this can he be any better? And he's got a great arm. He's accurate with the ball. His timing is outstanding. He's a very smart kid. He reads defenses very, very well. I was blown away by the way he kind of manipulated the pocket, split the pocket, buying himself more time. And then he never seems to get panicked. His eyes are downfield all the time, finding open men and buying time. And so they were better than I thought they would be. And then moving forward, and I think to myself, okay, if you're going to beat Colorado, you better score 35 plus points. And that's a lot of points. This team is going to be hard for teams to cover because of the number of weapons and the speed with which they have. I can't, looking at Colorado's schedule, thinking, okay, who can match that speed? Well, the Pac-12, Oregon probably can. USC probably can. Outside of that, I don't know. I don't know who can match that speed across the board. And I'm not just saying, oh, the man have as much speed, and I can have any more because I'm not sure you can. And so that's what makes it so impressive and why I was so, pleasantly surprised on Saturday down at Fort Worth.
Mark, you mentioned Shador Sanders. Travis Hunter going both ways at such a high level, the number one recruit in his recruiting class a couple of years ago, committed to Florida State, decommits, follows Coach Prime to Jackson State and follows him up to Colorado. I mean, what were your first impressions of Travis? And after that game against TCU, I mean, he's the Heisman frontrunner right now.
Yeah. Well, first off, when I first saw him in practice, and I thought to myself, a Martian could land on the planet and know nothing about football, and you could walk him out to the practice field, and he could stand there for 30 seconds and say, that one's different than the rest of them. Okay, he's one of those guys. He's just different. He looks different. We had Laviska Shenault here a few years ago who was different. But Travis is unique even compared to Laviska and what he offered physically on the field. And then to see what he did playing 128 or 29 snaps, whatever it was, in 90-degree heat, and somebody said it was 132 degrees out of the field, in the sun down there in Fort Worth. But to play with that kind of effort for that long, with that many snaps, and then, you guys have seen the highlight of the interception that he had. In my 35 years of doing that's one of the great plays I've ever seen. I mean, he baited the quarterback, he read the play, and then broken the ball to make that interception. So he is a unique athlete that I'm not sure there's some very good players. Make no mistake about it in college football. There's very good players we're going to talk about for the Heisman all year. I'm just not sure that anybody is any better than him because I'm not sure that's even possible. But when you start seeing professional athletes, guys who are playing at the top of the game in the NFL, talk about Travis Hunter is as good as any of us. And I'll tell you a quick aside here. I said to Deion one day, I said, you might be the greatest cornerback in the history of football. How does Travis Hunter compare to you at that age? Deion Sanders said, he's better than I was. Not even close. Now, that's some pretty high praise coming from a guy like that. Yeah, he is a special player. Here's the thing, though. The way things have gone, as good as he is, teams are just going to stop throwing at him. And which would be good. I guess it'll cut the field down in half that Colorado's got to say, but they're not going to throw to him because he's that kind of player back there.
We're speaking to the voice of the Buffs. Mark Johnson joins us. And now let's talk about Saturday's game because from Nebraska fans, we're sitting here going, all right, what are Colorado's weaknesses? We know the strengths are their speed on the perimeter. We know the insane level of athleticism that the Buffaloes have. What are some of Colorado's strengths? That if they're Nebraska fans listening going into the game in Boulder this Saturday, where maybe Nebraska might be able to take advantage and keep it, maybe even come away with a win at times.
Sure. Well, here's what I'll say, and at this point, I'm not sure for anybody. Gary Barnett's the great coach, is my broadcast partner. Gary always says, you don't know what a team is until you've played at the minimum 4 games. Okay, so for all of us, for Nebraska, for Colorado, for anybody, we're not all sure what we are at this point. And that's why I kept using that caveat. It's one game. So I'm trying not to overstate. I'm just saying with impressed what I saw so far. Here's what I'll say are the unknowns at this point for Colorado. And I think that's a fair way of doing that for all of us at this point. The unknowns for Colorado is, can they establish a run game and do so against a physical team? That we don't know yet. They didn't have to do it last week. They threw the ball all over the yard. And so I think that's something that I'm still wondering about with Colorado. The line protected very well, throwing for over 500 yards as Shador Sanders did. He said to me the other day, we did a pregame thing together, and I said, the line's doing a great job. And he said, the only time I got dirty is when I held the ball too long. Those are my mistakes. So I think it's fair to say I don't know if Colorado can establish a power running game at this point.
Defensively, can they? They gave up some yards and some points obviously to TCU. Can they tighten that up? Can they stand up against a team that's going to power run the ball against them? I think that's a fair question at this point in time. So, I'm not necessarily looking at anybody and saying, well, that's an obvious flaw in the team. I just say it's an unknown at this point, and I think those are fair unknowns for Colorado right now.
Mark, a couple more before we go ahead and let you go. And next, I want to ask just the vibe that is in Boulder this week, ahead of, after last Saturday's performance, but then ahead of what is a big rivalry where even the Colorado president I can't remember if it's AD or president, talked about how there's open bye weeks, open dates in the seasons to come. This rivalry between Nebraska and Colorado still has juice, and Colorado's gotten the best of Nebraska prior when Scott Frost was the head coach here at Nebraska. What's the vibe been like out in Boulder for the listeners of ours that are heading out there? Because there's going to be a lot of them, I have a feeling.
Well, it's kind of funny. The vibe has been off the charts because of Prime and what he's done in that game, and then you add to it the Nebraska week, and so on Saturday. Think of this for a second. We're going to open up the 100th year of Colorado football at Folsom Field. Okay, so that was already kind of a big deal that we've been planning for inside the athletic department. Then you've got the Coach Prime effect, the win last week effect, the Heisman conversation around Shatur and Travis, and then you throw the fact that the Huskers were coming in, and it's a nationally televised game. And I was joking with somebody, and I said, I'm not sure that old building's going to be able to handle the atomic bomb that goes off at 10 o'clock Mountain Time on Saturday morning. It's ridiculous. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. I've been doing this a long time, and before coming here, I was at Syracuse when Carmelo Anthony and that group won the national championship. I was around kind of a super team like that did some phenomenal things, and as great as that was, that doesn't even touch kind of the hype that I'm seeing right now. And, Gary Barnett on the air the other day at the end of the ballgame looked at me and said, "This is starting to feel like 1990." When the Buffs won the national championship. So it's as Buff great Alfred Williams always likes to say, it's off the chain, and that's exactly what it is right now in Boulder.
One last one for you, Mark, right before we let you go. Speaking of the a big picture here, the Pac-12 conference, hanging on by a thread at this point, if hanging on at all. Colorado's moving back to the Big 12. I guess just your overall thoughts on the college football landscape in all the conference realignment now that Colorado is right in the thick of it.
How about the fact that the Pac-12 is 13-0 this season, the only undefeated conference in America, and it's on life support and ready to have the plug pulled on it? The irony is just rich. It really is stunning. But the long view of the 12 years of the Pac-12 is a total, utter failure of leadership that resulted in what we're seeing right now. The landscape in college athletics right now, as we well know, there's no firm footing anywhere. Okay. And so that added to it, but it was another failure of leadership in the Pac-12 that this has all happened. Now, it's not over with. I like to say, there's no line I heard years ago that said if you think you have peace, it's only because everybody's reloading. And so now that we've seen the last couple of chips fall here with Stanford and Cal going to the ACC, you've got the Pac-2 sitting out there in Oregon State and Washington State. We don't know what their fate's going to be. I think this thing will quiet down a little bit for the next, 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and then it's going to come, ramp back up again. And what we'll probably see at some point then is a shifting where programs be kicked out of leagues, kind of the weak sisters, if you will, be kicked out of leagues to try and make them stronger. But it's not over. I don't necessarily like the way that college football is going with NIL, with transfer portal, with all the upheaval in what we're seeing from a conference standpoint. But it's the reality of where we are, and we're going to have to kind of fight our way through it.
Mark, appreciate the time. I obviously know there's a lot going on out there in Boulder, but I'm excited to get out there this weekend, and I know we're bringing out a couple of people from our station as well, just because it's going to be a big game on Saturday. We're looking forward to it. We appreciate your time.
Awesome. Come by and say hi, and I look forward to seeing you.
There he is, Mark Johnson, the voice of the Buffs, joining us here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate Mark. Obviously, that was very, I don't want to say insided, but very pro Colorado, and understandably so. I think one thing that I did take away from Mark in that conversation there is there's a lot of unknowns, and the same can be said regarding Nebraska, right? And this is a good way to end the show. A lot can be said about Nebraska's performance last Thursday against Minnesota. A lot can be said about Colorado's performance last Saturday against TCU. There's a lot of unknowns regarding Nebraska football right now. There's a lot of expectations involving Nebraska football as well. And as we discussed yesterday and a little bit at the beginning of the show, Saturday is an extremely, extremely great opportunity for a springboard for Nebraska football. If they can go on the road, and it's not to just any old team, it's to Colorado. And in this season where there's so much hype and there's so much media presence around Coach Prime, great opportunity ahead for Nebraska.
Not just regular Colorado. This is Coach Prime's Colorado. This is number 22 after a 1-win season last year and 1 win this season, Colorado. This is, like he said, an atomic bomb is going to be dropped on Folsom Field at 10 o'clock when the game kicks off. It's going to be electric.
So I completely understand, if that was tough to not listen to necessarily, but just tough to stomach, as there was so much good being talked about with Deion Sanders and Colorado. But it did provide a little bit of insight as long as you can look through, I suppose. Yeah. Nebraska, Colorado. I will not be in the studio today. I will be streaming, or tomorrow. I will be streaming in from Denver tomorrow afternoon, but I will be on the show. Appreciate Rico. Appreciate Sammy and Sarah for Nebraska Soccer. And we will be back with you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Talk to you then.
Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial, the home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM 90.
Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the starts of the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern, in the heart of Havelock.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE mapping on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. Hi, my name is Seth Morris with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans, no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we know no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedule a service call to my within a day. Highest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in the office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety